Two, one. Okay, good evening, everyone. We are presenting the Going Green case as Group 5. My name is Hans.
I'm Navita.
My name is Apeksha.
And I'm very sad.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you a brief introduction to the case. This case examines why sustainability reporting is becoming increasingly important for businesses. Public concern about environmental issues is rising, and more companies are disclosing their environmental and social performance. Many organizations now publish sustainability reports and are even seeking external assurance to increase their credibility. Green and Brown LLP is considering whether to expand its service to include assurance on the sustainability report, and our analyst explores the benefit, challenges, and standards related to this decision. I'll hand you over to Hans.
Okay, so in this slide, we're going to discuss the advantage and disadvantage associated with issuing a sustainability report to external stakeholder and reasons that why some business organizations are reluctant to do so. The issuance of sustainability report to external stakeholders brings both advantage and disadvantage. The main advantage of doing so are improved corporate reputation, enhanced stakeholder relationships, and increased readiness for stricter regulation. First, by demonstrating transparency and accountability, company can improve their reputation to the general public as well as investors and employees. This will differentiate the firm from its competitors. Second, through providing non-financial information and showing commitment to sustainability matters, such as environmental and social concerns, the firms can start dialogue with relevant stakeholders. Lastly, by issuing sustainability reports, the firm can improve their readiness to tightening regulation and reduce future compliance cost by having established reporting system ready. However, there are also some disadvantages associated with the issuance of such report to external stakeholder, most notably the cost related to it, as preparing such report require collecting data, staff time, and consulting with professionals if necessary. The making of such reports will be costly in terms of both time and money. The amount involved may be varying depending on the size of the firm, and it could be hindering regular operation of firms that are already short on staff or financially struggling. And another disadvantage related to this is the potential release of sensitive information. If the sustainability report issued to external stakeholder involves production or other operating detail, competitors could use this information to learn about the firm's internal process and weakness to target them. Overall, organizations are reluctant to issue this report due to the cost and due to the cost of producing such report and the lack of certain returns from these reports, as well as concerns that critical internal information may be leaked. In this slide, we are going to discuss third-party assurance on sustainability reports and its advantage and disadvantages. Same as providing a sustainability report to stakeholder, having a third-party assurance have both advantage and disadvantages. The two key advantages are increased credibility of the report and the ability to identify weakness in data collection and internal control. First, having a third-party assurance on the report will increase the confidence stakeholders have and credibility and accuracy of the report by allowing a third party verifying the completeness and accuracy of the information collected by the business. The report will gain more trust from stakeholders, improving their confidence in the firm, and by allowing assurance provider to involve in this process, the assurance provider will identify weakness in the data collection process and potentially any ineffective or inefficient internal control. The assurance provider will generally provide advice to the business on how these aspects and weakness can be addressed. However, there are also disadvantages that relate with having a third-party assurance on the reports. Most notably, the high cost of doing so. As auditing a sustainability report require a broad scope, the cost will be high and might be unbearable to smaller firms. In order for a assurance provider to provide a reasonable assurance, they will have to conduct researches and have professionals ready to audit this kind of report. And moving on to second disadvantage is the scope limitation. With many assurance providers only cover selected metrics such as emission and safety, stakeholder reading the report might misunderstood it as an assurance to the entirety of the report. And these are the major reasons why business organizations are reluctant to have a third-party assurance to provide their sustainability reports. And as accountants face many challenges producing such reports. And in this slide, we are going to discuss the key challenges for accountants preparing a attestation to sustainability reports. The first being the lack of standardized reporting framework. Unlike financial accounting, which has standardized reporting frameworks such as GAAP, IFRS, or SB, and as required by regulations, there are no such fixed universal reporting standard for sustainability reporting, which makes it harder for accountants to prepare an attestation to such reports. Second, qualitative measurements are often unverifiable, such as community impacts and social impact. These metrics are highly relying on an estimation that is mostly unable to verify by the accountant. Last, most accountants lack the specialized knowledge to understand the technical details in the business. As they are not environmental science or engineering experts, they might not be able to verify the accuracy on data on emissions or energy consumption without consulting other experts in the field, which would lead to an increased cost for the audit. And moving on to next part.
So on this slide, I am explaining why accounting firms are often chosen for sustainability assurance. First, accounting firms already follow strict assurance standards, so their work is more credible. Second, they have strong knowledge of internal controls and financial system, which helps because many sustainability metrics connect to financial reporting. Another advantage is that stakeholders such as investors and regulators usually trust CPAs more. Finally, accounting firms follow strict independence and ethic rules, which increases reliability. So, this slide shows why non accounting firms like engineering or environmental consulting firms are also useful. They have deeper technical knowledge about things like emission, energy use, and environmental data. Many sustainability metrics require scientific understanding, which engineers specialize in. They also understand operations and production process directly so they can validate technical data more accurately. This firm are especially helpful for specialized audits like carbon modeling or life cycle analysis. Let's move to next slide. So, the important sustainability focus area for Caterpillar. Here I am highlighting the key sustainability themes for Caterpillar sustainability report. Caterpillar focuses mainly on reducing greenhouse gas emission and improving energy efficiency in its equipment. They also emphasize worker safety, responsible supply chain practices, and human rights. Overall, the company main goal is to reduce environmental impact while building safer and more efficient machines. I am comparing Caterpillar's sustainability report with its 10K. Both reports are fairly consistent. The 10K highlights innovation, climate related risk, safety culture, and long term value creation. This match the sustainability themes, showing that Caterpillar keeps the same priority in both the reports. So the next slide I will So next I looked at how we will sustainability is linked to financial information. The sustainability report has a lot of metrics and targets but not detailed financial numbers. The 10K includes financial risk related to climate regulations, but it doesn't attach dollar value to sustainability results. So overall the link is high level but not deeply integrated. Finally, both reports show that sustainability is included in Caterpillar's management process, but mostly at a high level. They mention areas like human resource, supply chain operations, risk management, and product development. The sustainability report gives more qualitative detail, while the 10K focuses more on financial impact and the regulatory risk. So let's see next slide, and the other person will be the one doing it.
Thank you, Apeksha. Now I'm going to talk about the advantages of integrated reporting. Integrated reporting has several advantages. It helps organizations show how financial performance connects with non-financial factors, such as people, innovation, environmental responsibility, and stakeholder engagement, giving investors a clearer picture of long-term value. It also improves governance transparency by demonstrating how oversight and decision-making support sustainable value creation, and it builds stakeholder trust through clearer, more integrated communication. Next slide, please. However, there are challenges. Non-financial data can be difficult to measure consistently. The process increases reporting and insurance costs due to the need for better systems and validated ESG information. And there's always a risk of the report becoming superficial or promotional if the organization lacks genuine sustainability practices. Thank you.
And thank you everyone for listening to our presentation. Goodbye.
Thank you.